Oh, okay. Guess it's on. Hey guys, wanted to take a quick sec to come and share something with you that I came across today. Now, I came across this article, and it is on. It's from the Huff Post. It's the internet newspaper, and this article is talking about Tea Party groups in Tennessee that are trying to basically rewrite history in the textbooks anyway, trying to make slavery seem not as harsh and hypocritical, I guess you would say. Well, I found this really interesting because I actually heard about this before in Texas. Now, in Texas, they're a little further along in the process. They've actually started to make the textbooks that rewrote events such as slavery, and just made it seem like it's not so bad, and that it was, I don't know, needed or something. I don't know what they're trying to say, but anyway. And as with many other things, you're gonna see a domino effect, and Tennessee just so happens to be the next place hit with this. Now, I don't know if it's the next, but I know it's definitely one of them. So I wanted to very quickly read a couple of quotes out of this article. Now, this is according to Hal Rounds, who is the Fayette County attorney. Pause. If no one knows anything about Fayette County, Tennessee, which I didn't until I moved here, and no, even just recently I found out about it. I've been here for a couple years, but anyway, um, they're known for their tent cities. Basically, what happened was in the early 1960s, when a lot of black people were trying to get registered to vote in Fayetteville, the county wasn't having it. They was playing games and had people standing in line for days and wouldn't register them, and so on and so on, basically playing around with them. So the ones who did get a chance to register, they were blacklisted. They couldn't buy groceries and stuff, and eventually were evicted from their homes and forced to live in these desolate places in tents. In the middle of winter, they are living in tents in the middle of nowhere after being kicked out of their homes because they registered to vote. So that's where the whole Tennessee thing came from. So just to give you a little quick history on Fayette, Tennessee, Fayette County, let you know what that's all about. Which I found that funny too, that this is the spokesperson for this group. He said during a recent news conference that there has been an awful lot of made up criticism about, for instance, the founders intruding on the Indians or having slaves or being hypocrites in one way or another. So I guess that it's been a lot of made up criticism. So I guess we've been totally exaggerating about the fact that these men came over to a country and befriended people who taught them how to live and survive off the land. And, in return, they killed them, tried to kill them all. Not only did they do that, but then they turned around and went to Africa and gathered, a few million slaves, a few million Africans, brought them over as slaves, to basically work them to death to build and produce what we have today, this country that none of their descendants, meaning us, nobody has ever seen a dime from, or even an apology for, or barely, now they're not even acknowledging it. Now they're trying to take away the acknowledgement of this. So it's really crazy. It's really crazy. I guess, like I said, I guess it's just been totally exaggerated. But anyway, he goes on to say, the thing we need to focus on about the founders is that, given the social structure of their time, they were revolutionaries who brought liberty into a world where it hadn't existed, to everybody, not all equally instantly. And it was their progress that we need to look at, Round says. So instead of focusing on the negative things of this country, them robbing, stealing, killing, all this other stuff, no, we need to look at the progress of this country. The way that everybody has liberty, the way that everybody has freedom. Still waiting on that one, but anyway, yeah, we're all free, technically. But anyway, I'm going to get past that and go on to, this is the last quote that I'm going to take from this article. These parties, these Tea Party groups, they voted down a motion that requires students to be taught about the terrorism brought about by the Ku Klux Klan and what they did to ethnic and racial minorities. But they turned around and passed up provisions that require the teaching of the violence of the Black Panther Party. So we want you guys to totally disregard the Ku Klux Klan, who, were terrorists to ethnic groups around and burned crosses and killed them, hung them, and had parties about it. But we do want you to learn about those black people who were so violent, who were actually defending themselves, didn't provoke violence, just, wanted to defend themselves. But those are the bad guys. So I found it hilarious. It was kind of funny to me. It really is, because it's not bad enough that they, whitewashed our history, totally took us away from all that. But now you want to change it right in front of our faces when we know exactly what happened. When I have parents and grandparents who've experienced things that I can talk to, and that I have eyes for myself to see, the results of all this stuff today. But you're going to rewrite that and act like it never happened. Okay, I guess, like I said, funny to me. I don't know what they're trying to pull, but anyway, really quick, I also wanted to mention this guy. He's the governor of Mississippi, named Haley Barbour or something like that. Now, he was a hopeful presidential candidate last year as well. Now, he was quoted saying, oh, I'm sorry, Ben Adler is the guy who wrote an article in Newsweek, December of 2010. Now, in this article, he was quoted saying, if we're going to have a mature conversation about race, we must admit to ourselves that slavery was just something liberals made up to sell books. It didn't happen. Here's another instance of Hollywood leftists trying to rewrite the history books to make the South look like the bad guys. Slavery was just something that they did in the movies. That's the fiction. Is Larry a real cable guy? No, people need to understand the difference. End quote. What? So now he's comparing the atrocities of slavery to not Carrie, Larry, the cable guy. So this is funny to me. So I guess it's his perspective and those around him that these new history books will be based off of, considering that slavery never happened, But I don't know. It was kind of entertaining to me. Sad yet entertaining, because like what are you trying to prove here? Like what are you trying to do? I guess what they've done over and over again, but they just so bold now to do it right in front of our faces, and I don't know, it's just pretty interesting to me. So if you get a chance in any type of time, please hit me back. Let me know what you think about it. I don't know. I just wanted somebody else to hear about this. I couldn't take it alone. So again, if you get some time, let me know what you think. All right, shalom.